Hello everybody, it's your Peacekeeper coming at you with a video on the roadmap for the future of this channel, as well as a patch 5.13 update patch notes overview. I'm going to go over the patch notes first. I realize you guys can all read and probably don't need me to read these, and probably by the time that this video hits YouTube, you guys will have already been playing the live version of 5.13. But here's some of the changes that I personally find interesting in patch 5.13. As soon as we get done with this, we'll start going over the roadmap for the future of this channel. Alright, on to patch 5.13. Looks like one of the biggest changes is coming to the economy. If we look, we see we have this new thing called containers. Apparently daily missions are going away. I, for one, welcome this change. I thought the daily missions felt really unpolished for a game that is like World of Warships, which has a lot of polish to it. They just felt cheesy, too easy to obtain, and really didn't give any real rewards. It seems like this container stuff, though, you know, just looking off and reading what it says, it looks like we got 4 options that we can choose from. More credits, more signals and camouflage, more consumables, and try your luck. Now, obviously, they're going to do what they say. Try your luck, though, sounds interesting in the fact that you can have a higher chance of getting a super container, which they all have a chance of getting a super container according to this. When you get yours, you hit try your luck and you have a higher chance of getting it. It looks like the try your luck stuff, if you don't get a super container, is really only going to give you one reward, whether it's more like a lump sum of credits or just a bunch of signals or camouflage or consumable. You're not going to get any variation thereof. You're only going to get that one thing. However, these super credits, it seems like, well, I mean, read it. Large amounts of credits, doubloons, free XP, premium time, large quantities of signals and consumables, and even premium ships, including rare ships and vessels usually unavailable to purchase, like the Gremiashi. Now, for those of you who didn't play in closed beta and haven't really seen too many of the Gremiashis out there, well, this was one of the ships you bought to get into the closed beta next to the Sims and Yubari. And quite frankly, she's an incredible ship. Just watching other people play her, I've never played her myself, and I would love to have her. So I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to possibly get that. I'm also curious to see what other premium ships we can get. It also says that you can get several thousand doubloons from an epic crate from one of these super containers. Alright, I'm game. Sign me up. Sounds like you need 37,000 XP. Yep, 37,000 XP in 1 day in 24 hours to unlock 3 chances, 3 crates that you can pick from any of those 4 on. I personally think I'm just going to hit the try your luck thing all the time because, honestly, I don't really need that much more credits or signals or camouflage or consumables. I don't have any problems making money in-game with the ships that I've got. It's pretty rare for me to lose money. Not saying I'm that good, I just don't have any issues. I also play with premium, so that helps. But anyway, so that looks interesting. Of course, the big change for 5.13 in Hype Machine, here we go. British cruisers. Finally going to get our first Royal Navy line, and it's going to be a line of light cruisers. Of course, Wargaming has to preface this with this statement. Unnecessary exposure and remaining in contact for too long will teach you a painful lesson about these cruisers' fragility. That's really like the anti-hype machine there, Wargaming. You should probably fire whoever wrote that statement in there. I don't know that promoting a fragile ship really makes people want to play them, but hey, if that's the way they're going to play, I mean, well, I look forward to see how you've managed to balance this. Just looking through it, of course, it says that they have only AP, which is a controversial change. They get torpedoes at tier 3, and they can be launched one at a time. That, to me, sounds like a really good feature, something that probably should have been in the game from the get-go. But right now, you know, you launch your spread of torpedoes and you might get one or two, or in rare cases you might get the whole salvo if somebody is just straight up potatoing it into a straight line into them. But for the most part, it seems like you might get one, maybe two, rare cases, three or more. And having the ability to launch them one at a time really means you can dial in where those are going to go. I look forward to seeing how that changes gameplay a little bit. And yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so the defensive fire AA consumable is not available. Okay. Why does it say here that Minotaur is a light cruiser developed after World War II with a powerful and sophisticated AA system? If I don't get defensive fire, whatever. They get smoke starting at tier 5, and they get surveillance radar at tier 8, which I think is pretty standard at this point. And, ooh, starting at tier 3, all the ships get a repair party consumable. So if they're as fragile as they say they are, we'll get a repair party starting at tier 3. Okay, and it gets even more efficient at tier 8. Okay. Says they're pretty good destroyer hunters, and I would be inclined to agree with that just based on what they've said so far with the excellent maneuverability, don't lose much speed in turning. I think, yeah, I think they'll be fine. It'll be fun to play those. And looks like we got some map changes going on here with Trap and Fault Line. I'd like to see Shards get some major tweaks, but I doubt that'll happen. Of course, game balance changes. Tirpitz is getting her lower belt upgraded. That's good. She probably needs that. Bring her in line with Bismarck. Mogami is getting a huge buff to her turret arcs, so she'll be able to shoot at much more over the shoulder, or, you know, ahead of her. I don't know any better way of putting that. I guess over the shoulder is a good way of putting that. Of course, you know, New Orleans is probably the one that's getting the biggest change. Her armor is getting reworked, her citadel is getting lowered, and some of the thicknesses are being increased, in some cases drastically. That should help her survive a little bit better, and she's really been in need of that for quite some time. So, well, good for Wargaming for addressing some of the ships in this game and really taking the opportunity to fix them. Now, I wish they would fix the whole U.S. cruiser line, but different discussion for a different time. Adding permanent camos. Super Testers are getting a new destroyer to test, which is Shinonome, which is a Fubuki class, which is also the least interesting Fubuki class. I don't know why they couldn't have picked a different one. I don't know. Hibiki would have been a good choice, you know, being as she ended up in the Russian Navy after World War II. Getting some optimization changes for import and some other really minor changes. But really, looks like 5.13 is going to be a very good patch between the crates and the Royal Navy cruiser lines. I think that'll be good. But let's talk about where we're going from here. Next Monday is going to be the Bismarck How to Play video. And with that, I think we need to talk about where we're going from there. And the reason I say from there is because, well, I'll be honest, I just unlocked Frederick de Grosse tonight. So I haven't had the opportunity to really play her. I'm not entirely sure that 1 week is going to be enough time to get her fully upgraded, to get all of her videos done and made for the how-to video series. I'm going to try my hardest to get there. However, Grosser Kurfuerst is really not going to be on the table unless I buy a whole bunch of free XP with my next paycheck and free XP all the way there. That might be a possibility. We'll see. So with that in mind, we got to go somewhere else. The next line that I'm planning on going down is going to be the Royal Navy cruiser line. I just reading the patch notes, I think it's going to be a fun line to play. It sounds like it's different enough from other cruisers that it's going to justify having its own how to play series. And I look forward to figuring out all the little things about the class that really, the whole line of ships that make it interesting to play. So I think that's going to be the next how to play video, will be the Royal Navy cruiser line. Somewhere in there, Grosser Kurfuerst, the Tier 10 German battleship, will get finished and thrown in so we can finish off the German battleship line. From there, my plan is to go down the Japanese destroyer line while also fixing the US battleship line videos. The US battleship line videos are old enough that their quality and amount of effort put into them was really low, and I'm quite honest, even though the information in them is still really good information and really nothing's changed with too many of them. Colorado's gotten a buff since those videos, a pretty big buff actually. But for the most part, the only thing that's really changed with that line is the addition of the German battleships and how to deal with them in your US battleship. So I will be going back and redoing the US battleship line, and while I'm also doing that, I will be going down the Japanese destroyer line, because I think that is one of the most misunderstood lines in the game. People seem to have an aversion to using their guns. They're awful, whatever. That line also has the split coming up, which I look forward to seeing what those changes are going to be. So whenever that comes out, that'll probably fall in the time frame of when we wrap up the Royal Navy cruiser line anyway. Who knows at this point? I don't think Wargaming's actually announced an official time, but I'm just guessing because we've got 10 Royal Navy cruisers to go at one a week. That's 2.5 months roughly. So I would think that they'd be out by then. Who knows? But that'll be the next one. If the split line isn't out, then I will be delaying. I'll be stopping at wherever that split is so that the videos are still relevant after the split and after the change. So looking forward, finishing up the German battleship line all the way up through Frederick de Gross, starting the Royal Navy cruiser line, Grosser Kurfuerst somewhere in there, maybe as an additional video, and then going on and doing the Japanese destroyer line. I know some of you guys have been asking me to do the Russian destroyers. I'll just be honest with you, they're really low priority. They're pretty easy to play. The playstyle is pretty self-explanatory. There's not a whole lot of how to play content there. We'll get to them eventually, but it's not a real high priority for me right now. So those are kind of down on the list of ships that I'm going to do the how to play series on. I'm also only up to the tier 7 on it because I got that bored with them because they're just, quite frankly, too easy to play. But so also want to talk about release schedule for videos. My goal is to do 3 videos a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, released sometime in the morning on those days. Can't make any real guarantees that I will have enough content to do that, but that's the plan anyway. Mondays will obviously be the how to play series videos. Wednesday I'm going to try and do either test videos like I was doing with the Mark 8 Super Heavy Shells, or premium ship review, or say, I don't know, we'll just stick with those two. So a video like that, just to kind of a casual testing video. I might possibly throw in one of my epic battle talkover videos on that. Fridays will be used exclusively for the battle montage videos. I don't have intentions of releasing one of those every week. I will also plan on maybe even doing a line on how I feel about the game balance as is, using stats to back up my opinion, as well as historical stuff too, because I know there's a lot of you guys who look at the history side of World of Warships and like that stuff too. So that's the planned release schedule. If I can't adhere to that for whatever reason, the videos will be released Monday and Thursday. Monday will obviously still be the how to play video. Thursday will be one of those other types of videos. I may also throw in some Factorio Let's Play videos, since I still need to do those. I just figured out some stuff with that. But anyway, that's the roadmap for the future. German battleships, Royal Navy cruisers, Japanese destroyers. That's the plan. Also plan on redoing the US battleship how-to videos to bring them up to quality so that I'm not embarrassed by them anymore. And with that, I just want to take the time to say thank you guys. We're at like 720 subscribers right now. We're pushing that we're getting up and close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I'm impressed that there's that many of you guys that are interested in listening to me rabble on for a while. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this channel. I can't say thank you enough. You've really made doing the videos fun for me, and I really enjoy reading all of your guys' comments. I like answering all of your guys' questions, so keep that up. If you guys have any comments or questions about this video, requests, suggestions for future videos, throw them down in the comments section. If you guys aren't a subscriber yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. And as always, like videos if you like them, thumbs down them if you don't, and let me know in the comments why you didn't like the video. As with always, guys, thanks for watching.